Hello, hello, hello. Salute to you there, Ozzy. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. I hope I said it at least within some parameters of it being close. Can somebody please close the door? Because there's noise outside. Don't make me get up here from my friggin' chair. Oh my God. I'm gonna twice. Can somebody please close the effing door? Just a minute. Okay, let's do this again. Okay. I'm in my room, and yes, a little bit late. Had a chance to hang out with my friend, who hopefully, I'm going to text him on my phone, will be joining us as an in studio guest, which will be cool. We had a chance to have dinner. Okay, I'm on my way. Oh, okay, cool. So he's here. Okay, just ring and come on in. That's what I'm putting him on the phone. Just ring and come in. Okay, here we go. Had to have my tea. Right now, LSU is kicking a field goal, which is good, making them at halftime. So I've missed the first half. LSU is beating Florida State 17-14. Now, honestly, watching this game is like watching a Chiefs Broncos game or a Chiefs Chargers game where you are silently rooting for a nuclear explosion. I know Clayton's in here. Clayton, my good dude Broncos fans. Even guys, Smith, see, I'll show that. Wait. Clayton's here. This is awesome. Thank you, Clayton. Who's an awesome Bronco guy, just like. See, I noticed I said Bronco. He's an awesome Bronco guy, just like Richie Riche is a awesome Bronco guy. Smash the like button, share, man, oh man, great weekend. Help my mom with her yard. Sounds like a lot of work. did our grass, beanbag toss, and grilled out pork chops. That sounds wonderful. Corn on the cob on the grill and fried potatoes. Clayton, where are you at? Where are you at? I'll take some leftovers. Just getting back from Texas Roadhouse. As, like I said, a friend of mine who's a very good friend of mine, I've known for 20 years. He knew me when I had a military haircut and no hair on the face. Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah. So brats. 97 degrees today. Wow. So you go from 97 to -7 in a couple months. But cool, Clayton. The Brewers fan, by the way, the Phillies finally won a game. Thank God. The Phillies were not swept by the Brew Crew. They should have won. They should have won the other night when Alec Bonard, I think that's the right term, Bonard a infield smash to third base, and it just went right by him. I am on a show. Please come in. Yes, we got our own air conditioner. We got our own show, and we are live, and you are talking. What part of live did people not understand? Jay, please have a seat. This was the gentleman I was just talking about that I've known for 20 years. And I said, it's a little tight. It's a lot tight. Ugh. Trust me. He could, you got, just slide. Can you slide? You can slide up. Can you get there?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. I introduced to you one of the original members of the Florida Bay Area Raider Boosters. And actually it was cool because I'm wearing the original Pat shirt. Fact. Yeah. The original Florida Bay Area Raider Booster chapter here in Tampa. And like I said, Jay knew me. By the way, Jay, he hates when I do this. Jay, big Leo Mandingo,
no.
Baby.
Oh, no. Don't do it.
Big Leo Mandingo. And y'all know, the ladies know what a Mandingo is, baby.
I'm retired.
Big Leo Mandingo. This is my boy, Jay. So, Jay, good to see you. And welcome. Only the second time that I can remember, because we had Hollywood in here for the Super Bowl show. Are you hot?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere a whole lot hotter than this, bro.
Yeah. And Jay is like me. He is a man who takes, what's the best way to say it without saying a lot? He takes money from the government because the government pay us well. That's all I'm going to say. We are the mighty, mighty contracting crew of the United States of America. No, Hollywood's not here, Hot Neil. No, this is Jay. Hollywood's white. Jay's not white. Jay's not white. He's off white. He's off white. I'm white. I'm not even white. I'm off white too, but he's off white. So anyway, Hot Neil said, everybody get the popcorn and the beer ready for the show. Thanks there, Hot Neil. And he gave me $2 too. Thank you there, Hot Neil. See, anybody that would like to put in tips to the show, please do. And you know I don't tempt the show. Let's get back to some of the things. Put your guests on. Put my guest. Said put your guest on. Yeah, he's here. I need to get on and talk about the. Oh, sure, Jim. Jimmy Farrell's going to talk about the Yankees. Clayton's talking about his Broncos. Jimmy Farrell's watching the Raiders versus Jets in the AFC division game. Which the one that we went to the Super Bowl in until the fourth quarter. Then that was a tight game. That was a tight game. 2000 division game versus the Fish. Yeah, those were tight games. But this is when you have a team that plays together and finishes game. And we were talking about that. We were talking about that at dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give my friend Jay the floor because he is a Raider aficionado, a long time Raider fan. In fact, I'm going to shut up for a bit. Jay, please, floor is yours. Talk to the peeps out there.
Raiders.
There you go.
Raider Nation.
There you
My
go.
homeboy right here. Me and Jay, we go back. 2005, right?
Oh, before that.
Was it before 2005?
Yeah. Well, I think. Well, it's been at least. Well, like I said, I was at least before
It
I
was
retired.
Gruden's first year as a head coach of Tampa. The first year he had coached the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Okay.
It was right after the whole trade where Al Davis traded him to the Bucks.
Okay.
It was that year. That's a long time ago.
It's a long
Raider
time
Nation.
ago. A long time ago.
As a matter of fact, the last game, I think that was actually the last home game I went to the Bucks is when we came, Raider Nation, we came and represented it. And what was the name of the running back at the time? The big running back.
Michael Bush.
Michael Bush darn near ran for what was it, almost 200 yards,
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
We was in the house. I was sitting in the stadium. I was sitting right above the visitor stadium, so I saw the Raiders coming and going off of the field.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we had Vargas also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huggy Bear's kid.
Yeah, and so anyways,
Well, we had McFadden then too, because those McFadden and Bush and Fargus, we had like a three-headed running back committee.
yeah,
We've done running back by committee before as well.
yeah, and we represented it well because that was the last game of the season. That game put the nail in the coffin. It was like vindication. It was a way that we circled the wagon. Hey, Gruden got traded here, and I'll be darned, the team he got traded from was the one that made sure he got out of here.
Yes.
That was a fun day. Yeah, Jay and I, we was talking at dinner, and so I just celebrated my 40th birthday. Thank you, Lord. August 4th of 75. And I was telling Jay, I've been a Raider since 76. So, you do the math. I only think I was a year old. As soon as I was able to be propped up upright and watch television, I've been a Raider fan ever since. So my sister, after she was born, we PCS'd to Oregon. And that's on the West Coast. That's the mid-'70s. Nobody was talking about no Niners. This was before the Niner dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers wasn't really doing anything, and it predated the Seahawks. The Seahawks wasn't even a expansion team yet.
They were 76 with the Bucks. They were
So
expansion.
just like the last 20 years, it was Patriot this and Patriot that. Back we were like the original Patriots. Okay, everybody keep talking about the Patriots way, whatever. The Patriots way stole our way. Okay, if you look at the way they play, they're known for playing tight man coverage defense, that modern day man-to-man bumper run, they got that from us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and if you think about it, if it wasn't, I forget the name of the former commissioner before Ardell.
Tagliabue?
It was before Tagliabue. It was
Well, it was Roselle, then Tagliabue, and then
so I think it was Roselle.
okay, yeah.
If it wasn't for Roselle interference and the draft of John
we
Elway,
would have had John Elway.
we would have had John Elway. And he grew up a Raider fan.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to be a Raider. The commissioner intervened because he and freaking Davis had beef. Because Davis was originally supposed to be the commissioner of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far I go back, fam. So, we have this generation of fans. They don't know what it's like to watch Raider football when we play good football, go to the playoffs, beat the hell out of everybody, and win the Super Bowl. Okay. The first year I became a fan was the first year that we won the Super Bowl. It wasn't the first time we went, first time we won it. I've been a fan ever since. I've been rocking and rolling, man, for all the bruises and bumps, and I'm still here, fam. I'm still here. Matter of fact, we was talking about the way things ended last season, and I just gave him my little take on it, and I know everyone has their take, and I'm not going to get into it right now, but through thick and thin, man, I believe silver and black. You know what I'm saying? But like Jay was alluding to, I am. He said taking money for the government. I say I paid myself. We paid ourselves. Basically,
we just filtered it through. Like, yeah, we paid our taxes, and it gets kicked back to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it gets filtered.
So yeah. So since 2011, I've pretty much been an overseas contractor, overseas USDOD contractor. So this is my first time being in Jay's home since I left Florida back in what was that, 09?
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, it was 09, right?
Yeah.
So back then, before the internet,
before I went to Gitmo, right?
What's that?
It was before I went to Gitmo.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I went to Gitmo in 12, so maybe 10, maybe 2010, but it's been forever.
Yeah, because that was back when the only time you could watch any football if you didn't have cable was the package, and Jay had the package. So I just come over here and bring some snacks, and we just sit up here and chop it up. So so I left the state and eventually left the country. But this is my first time back here since. Now, we bumped into each other
in Canton
when our boy Wilson was enshrined. I was there. Now, the majority of the crowd was there because of Peyton. I wasn't even thinking about no Peyton. I was there for the wood. You know what I'm saying? And that was my second time there. I wanted to get there for Tim Brown, and I almost made it there for Tim Brown. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to make it for Cliff, and I can't remember what happened. Something happened. See, the Hall of Fame enshrinement, the ceremony, all that week is on my birthday. So I also have a little birthday stuff going on myself. But that time that I bumped into Jay, that was the year I said, I'm going to do this for my birthday. And I think it was right before that. Was it before that? Wait, it was like that was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was last year I bumped into Al Davis, and I told you that when I bumped into him in Vegas. Remember that? I told you.
You mean Mark.
I'm sorry, Mark Davis, his son. I'm sorry, folks.
If you would have bumped into Al Davis last year, that would be a great story for all of us. Yeah, I bumped into Al Davis, man. It's like, no, I won't even cuss. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark Davis.
Yeah, so last year, the resort I stayed at in Vegas, I was coming back for the MGM, and I was walking through the lobby to get to the elevator. I was walking to the elevator, and the moment I saw him, I knew who he was. And
he's kind of hard to miss.
Well, not really. He's like a regular guy. Nobody really was paying him much attention. Like a regular, but I knew him because, I'm a Raider fan.
Real Raider fan.
But nobody else said anything to him except for me. And he stopped. When he walked past me, he said, "Hey man, I like your jacket there. I like your jacket." That's what he said to me. And then we started chopping it up. And that was the day that the great Mad Bomber himself, Daryl DeMonica, died.
Oh, I remember that day.
And the way I found out was my shuttle driver for the hotel brought it up because he was a Raider fan. And he was like, "Hey man, you heard about?" I said, "What?" Then I went on my phone and said, "Oh man." So when I was talking to Mr. Mark Davis, I was like, I told him, I said, "Congratulations, your best friend made it. Finally, should have happened a long time ago." And I told him, I said, if anybody in that era was supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, is Daryl DeMonica. Daryl DeMonica, during his tenure, was the winningest quarterback, and he had the most touchdown passes in that decade. Why in the hell is he not in the Hall of Fame, fam? We need to start really advocating for our folks. We need to push it through, man. We need to get them on notice, man. I get that there's some of them that's not going to make due to just straight politics of it. I don't see the politics in why Daryl DeMonica's out of Hall of Fame. Hell, the Mad Bomber, that's Hall of Fame enough.
Exactly. Oh, that's Anthony. He just give lots of nice pirate flags for us. So, thanks, Anthony.
So, I'm just elated being here, man. I feel great. I feel blessed that I had the opportunity to have dinner with my brother here, to be invited back in his home. This is the first time I've been here since this new sup. Hey, if y'all want to go to a museum, you ain't got to go. You ain't got to go stay at the museum right here.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And I haven't had it because I was doing my show. I haven't had a chance to actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Give you the nickel tour.
Yeah. This old back patio, right?
It's the old back patio.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, you open that door, you be in the back porch.
Right.
I remember that.
This is the old back patio.
That's how far back we go, fam.
Yeah. Like I said, he was here before I did the studio thing for the house. For those that know how the contractor who I wish was in jail, and I won't say anything bad about him that he can use to say that I made threats. Not saying a word, but said contractor, may he rot in hell in the afterlife. He wasn't here for this grand. And like I said, for those that you haven't seen the room, did you see the train set?
I see it. I see it now.
Yeah,
I see it now.
There's the Raider Village and the train set and all the other things.
It's awesome. It's an awesome get up in here, folks. This is
and all of the helmets and all of the stuff that's around us. And I enjoy, and for anybody that has a chance to come in, and he's seeing there's some crap around. I didn't get a chance to really clean it, so that's not as.
I didn't see any crap. It was nice to me.
Well, you didn't. Thank God. But you're not. I got some stuff on the chairs and whatnot, but I take great pride that this is in the Raider tree. That's not a Christmas tree. That's a Raider tree.
I see that, man. I see the Raider stocking head and the whole nine. Yeah,
the whole thing. So the Raider tree there. And Jack, can I get was that a bone? What do you want, Anthony? Is that a bone? Can I get a bone or a wrench? I think I'll give you, dude.
They're like a bone to me.
Yeah. Andy, I gave you a bone, man. Yeah. Great. Thank you for the Raider flags. And Jay, the other Jay, the good-looking Jay, because I'm the older fat Jay before I would Jay Captain Jack, right? This is the good-looking Jay, the Mandingo, the one that the ladies would just. Oh God! Retired.
He said it, not me.
Retired. Okay. But so yeah, we go back about 20 years.
Yeah.
About 20 years.
As a matter of fact, when I first moved to Tampa, I'm not originally from the Tampa area. Okay. I grew up military dependent, so I've lived all over. But when I wasn't even a year in Tampa yet as a resident when Jay and I first met. So he was the first man that I befriended, and since I've been here, and we've been friends ever since. So, and then earlier we were talking today. I used to live right around the corner from him in Valrico, and there was three of us in the same subdivision. Like walking is like I walk out my door. If I walk right, I walk into Eddie's front door, and
And
then I
that's
fall down.
Fast
If I
Eddie.
walk into
That's
Jason's
right.
front door.
Fast Eddie is the guy, that does the Autumn Wind guitar solo
Yeah,
on the show. So that Eddie lived around where Jay did, and also Jason, who is another an original member of the Booster Club here.
yeah.
We all with and they lived right within like the same division, and Eddie would have if we weren't watching the games over at Eddie's house because he had Sunday. I've always had Sunday kick it. And then we had Jason. But yeah, we were, and I have to say were because things have happened since then, but we were a very tight knit, close club.
Mhm.
So thoughts on Chandler Jones? I got my guests here. Let's have Jay. So I'll give you my thoughts as well. He's been MIA, looking skinny. Yeah, there's a reason why he's skinny, Anthony. It's because he didn't rehab his injuries like other people do, where you get into the weight room, right? And he didn't get, so he was just getting healthy. And in getting healthy, he didn't do all of the bulking that is normally done. So he has his quicks back, but we'll see if that will be a positive net. Remember when we had what was his name? Number 56.
Which 56?
That played defensive end for us. I can't remember. He played for other teams as well, and he was a light, quick Burgess.
Oh,
Okay.
so yeah. I was going to say Burgess.
Yeah, he has the build of a Derek Burgess right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he's not as bulky, and it remains to be seen. Oh, Pat Swilling was also 56. Kev,
That's why I was like, which
you are?
56?
Yeah, Burgess. Yeah, it was Burgess. I was thinking Burgess. But remember, Burgess went to the Pro Bowl that year.
Yeah, he led the team in sacks. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, did he set a franchise record that year? It was because he had 15 sacks that year.
I'm not sure if it was franchise. I'm not sure if Townsend still has that. But
Well, no, not total. I'm talking about in a single season.
Yeah, but didn't Townsend have more than that one? It's between.
If it wasn't that, if he didn't break it, he tied it. I think
Right.
he tied it at the very minimum because that's the year that him and Warren Sapp was on the D line. Because I think that was Sapp's first year as a Raider, and that's when Burgess broke out.
Stop cursing on my show.
Oh, I got you, brother.
Okay, 99.
I got you.
And we got a real 99 now, by the way, in Nestor Jade Silvera. But I digress. But I think that if he gets his bulk, he bulks up a little bit. As long as he is not on a milk carton again, Anthony, it will be good. You're talking about Coons. This is like Coons' third or fourth year, and he needs to produce. And I think that because he's got the bend, he's got the twist, I think he will be good as far as what we have. And you talking about Tyree Wilson. I think that we're going to ease him in because of his foot injury. We're going to ease him in. His first game was the last preseason game, guys. His first real action was that week against the Cowboys in Hinton. So he hasn't done anything other than attend meetings and getting the business side down, the smart side of what needs to be done. But he needs to get into such shape. He will be eased in, and he will be a very important member of the team by the end of the year and definitely next year. But don't expect a lot from him this year. He needs to be eased into it. And that's why with Kuntz and obviously with Max and with Chandler Jones, it'll be better. Okay. Oh, thanks there, J-Dub. Requested permission to come aboard. And Nestor does look promising. But again, what are your thoughts? Like I said on Chandler Jones, I think he's gonna have to have a good year this year because he's not going to be. That's what I'm looking for. This is his last year where the contract he signed for another year, but this is the last year where that big hit on that contract will be. So the Raiders drafted Tyree Wilson knowing that they're going to have to transition from Chandler Jones. And Kuntz was supposed to be that guy as well. So it might be a defensive end field of Wilson, Crosby, and possibly Kuntz next year, because I think this is Chandler Jones's last year. That's just my thoughts. Yours?
Well, let me ask you this. Defensively, what kind of scheme are we running? Are we running 3-4? Are we running 4-3? Are we running 4-3 exclusive? Are we running 3-4 exclusive? Or are we doing like a hybrid?
It's a hybrid.
So if it's a hybrid, I can see it working, because this is, I never coach, but I watch enough football. I think I know a little something. I think the way to get the most out of the players that you have on the roster right now, you have Chandler on opposite end of Crosby, and then you flank Tyler, and he could be a rotation with Coots. Coots could rotate in and out with them. Have them on the edge, on the out edge, because of their speed, their youth and their speed. Because Chandler, his age, and he's not a speed rusher. At his age right now, he's not a speed rusher. Now, you wonder, well, what you gonna do, because he lost all this weight, because he can't just rely on power. Well, I kind of push back on that a little bit, because Crosby is not a power rusher. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if the guy goes into the weight room, but he's effective, but he has quickness, right? He has in that tenacity, right? So the question is, how old is Chandler? Is he 32, 33?
Yeah.
He's in his early 30s.
He's like about 30. I think I'll look it up. I think if somebody else can look it up, I think he's about 33, 34 years old.
So here's the value with Chandler. Mentor. That's the value. Sharing that knowledge. Because, we all know he played on a Super Bowl winning team, the Patriots and whatnot. So the value is him mentoring the next generation of guys that just got drafted within the last 2 to 3 years, right? That's his value. So should he retire a Raider? I don't know. I as you were saying, as far as the contract, I don't know all the details, but I'm like, contract restructuring, get him somewhere near the, give him the veterans value or whatnot, something like that. I think the mistake, put like this, no one would really be talking as much as they did last season about Chandler if he didn't sign such a large sum contract.
And Sharif was saying that
if they did a better job of negotiating the contract, was more team friendly, I don't think the conversation would have been had the way they had. Because basically, let's just say it frankly, the guy got paid for what he did in the past, not what he can add value to the future. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of lopsided. And then, it was their first time. It was Ziggler's first time operating at that position anyway. So you got to pick your lumps. Two GMs prior to him, McKenzie said the same thing. Hey, we're not always going to get it right. Sometimes you got to pick your lumps. So there's nothing we can do about it now. You just got to bite and chew on it. But when they come back to the table again, if they decide to do, depending on the outcome of this year, yeah, get him at the veterans value, but I definitely don't see him signing anywhere close to the contract he signed this year with us. But again, I see value. Now, as far as performance on the field, I think it's scheme. I think Chandler's one of those scheme guys because he seems to thrive in the 3-4 more than the 4-3. I don't. Because, with the Patriots, they were hybrid. With the Cardinals, they were 3-4. But he was out in it. That's when he was younger. He had more legs on him now. So you move him inside, have him opposite of Crosby. That gives the young bucks time to get on the field and get some experience in. And I think that's how you roll. What you think?
No, like I said, he's definitely going to be an on-field. He's going to be the on-field version of what Hoyer is except that Hoyer is not going to be getting on the field that much. Hopefully, not much. But he has the corporate knowledge, and he's an all pro, and so he has that. He's a very, very expensive on-field mentor. He is. He's a very, very expensive on-field mentor.
55 million.
A lot for somebody. Yeah, Sharif. That's Black Thanos. You know Black Thanos. He comes into the show every now and again.
Yeah.
And good evening to you there, Bishop. We got the Bishop in here, Cool Kev's in here, J-Dub and all the other folks over there.
2.0, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Woodley. I'm hoping he's better than Lamar Woodley.
Yeah. And it's crazy because they both came from the Cardinals in here. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's interesting. They pointed out.
Yeah. See, Hollywood, you are the original in studio guest, but Jay is here. Jay is here as well. So Hollywood has his reigns as the first in studio guest, and so Jay is my in studio guest as well, talking Raider football. If you have any further questions for those of us that know, between the two of us, we will probably be able. We should be able to tell you and give opinions from a old dude's perspective. In the game, it is tied up at 17 apiece in the third quarter. Again, LSU, Florida State, where I root for an atomic bomb to blow up both teams. Although he's a Seminole.
Well, I grew up a Seminole fan. As an adult, I'm a little more flexible. I went to Cal Berkeley. So I'm an alumni. Matter of fact, my first date with my most recent significant other, our first date was a home game, Cal Berkeley game where they played the Bruins, UCLA.
Oh,
Could I actually worked at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. So my office, you could literally pop your head out and see the stadium when I used to work there at Berkeley, Cal. So,
cool.
Matter of fact, I was at Berkeley when Gonzalez, I hope that's not a curse word. He used to be, but he retired. He's long retired now. He used to be a curse word. But when
That's okay.
Gonzalez,
but he was great. He was great for them. Yeah. He was a scourge when he played for the Chiefs.
I hated that guy. But he was his senior year and Rogers' senior year was when I was there, and I think Beast Mode may have been a freshman. I think Beast Mode was a freshman when I was there. That was back in 2001 because I was there when 9/11 happened.
Okay. Yeah.
So I say that to say I grew up a Knowles fan, but also I have that association with the Cal Bears as well. I mean, I'm not like crazy livid about it. I would say I'm mostly Cal Bear fan because they were literally right down the road from the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was like a 50-minute drive from the stadium. So how can you be a diehard Raider fan, not be a Cal Berkeley fan, you know? And so,
yeah, if you're out in California, I definitely see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
And those of you who are old from the old guard, like us, our generation, I know you get it. I think I'm explaining it for the new generation,
for the folks that are out here. For that, that's Ozzy. That's Ozzy, one of the Ozzy Raiders. Wilson can play defensive tackle too. Wilson 7.5 sacks, 2.5 sacks inside, 5 sacks. Hey, that is a hot take there, Ozzy, and I'm hoping that you're right on that. Oh, and Blondie's Pizza. Yeah, I remember Blondie's Pizza from Bishop AJ is in there as well.
The J Club in the house tonight, huh?
J, and J Dub as well.
Hey,
and
that's
AJ.
What's up.
So we got 4 AJ. We got AJ, J, and J. So we got at least 4 J's here.
Shout out to J Dub. I was in Castro Valley, Berkeley, then Castro Valley, then San Jose. Well, actually Santa Clara, but I digress.
We won't talk about Santa Clara. That's another thing. Yeah, I've had Blondie's Pizza though, Bishop. Yep, old school. In fact, there was a the reason why I know this is when I was rolling through Berkeley, I was in San Diego, so I would have been in the early 90s. There was a guy who owned a restaurant off the campus at Cal, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the boyfriend of my stepdaughter's boyfriend, who tragically lost his life when my stepdaughter brought her first kid into the world. But he was okay. So my stepdaughter's boyfriend's sister's boyfriend. Okay, you guys got that right?
I got
So
it.
my stepdaughter's boyfriend's sister's boyfriend, right, had a restaurant right off campus at Cal, and he made the best calzone I've ever had. He made the best calzone I ever had. So yeah, so that's why. But yeah, Blondie's Pizza was there. But trust me, I went to. I wish he was still there because that was a couple boyfriends ago with her. East Bay, the South Bay in the house, huh? Anthony, okay. Let me explain. Okay, my stepdaughter's boyfriend, sister's boyfriend. Okay, you get it now, right? Anthony, hopefully Anthony does. Yeah, and Jason Kidd was there as well. Yeah, no more Pac-12. No more Pac-12.
What?
Yeah.
I ain't been keeping track.
Oh, there's only 2 schools in the Pac-12 now.
Who?
There you go.
Let's talk about this.
I don't even know who are the remaining Pac, because I know UCLA and USC and Washington, and I think one of the
What about
Oregons.
Fresno State, the Bulldogs?
They weren't Pac-12.
They weren't.
No, they were Mountain West.
They're Mount. That's right.
Yeah,
Mountain
they're
West.
Mountain
That's
West.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But there's only 2 schools in the Pac-12 now. So I guess they're going to have to go over
What
to
about
Mountain
the
West.
Washington?
No, Washington is one of the schools that I think left the Pac-12. And granted, this is the last year. This is the last year of the Pac-12.
Wow.
So next year, there's only 2 schools that are remaining in the Pac-12 that'll have to go somewhere else because there's only 2 schools that didn't assimilate.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
All that history.
All that
History, dude.
Yeah.
I've been out of the loop. I don't know what's going on in that regard, how that happened. So this is news to me. And like I said, the last time I've been to any kind of game was a Pac-12 game at the Bears and the Bruins.
Yeah, Oregon is still in the Pac-12. And Oregon and Washington, I thought Washington was one of the people that left. I might be mistaken. Okay, so Oregon, and then there's 2 teams that hadn't gone anywhere. But I think everybody else has been, like half of them went to the ACC, and then half of them went to the Big Ten.
What about
Big 12.
Hawaii?
No, they're Mountain West too.
They're Mountain West.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how that works out, right?
Yeah. And Doc Cabral says hello. He says, "What's up, Jay?" Which Jay, Doc? Because that's Jay as well. We got a bunch of Jays in the house.
What's up, fam?
That's it. But if you want anything else you want now, Jimmy Farrell, did you still want to talk about your Yankees?
Them Yankees.
Yeah,
oh boy.
You can talk about that. And by the way,
the
this is like you said. Like I said, I have my in studio guest. Any questions about whatever you got us both in here for as long as your sister don't get mad.
No, she ain't got nowhere to be.
Okay, I just want to make sure because that's I don't want Jay's sister mad at me.
As long as we talk about this one thing before I leave as your honorary guest tonight, I ain't gonna bring it up right now because we talk about some other stuff. But at some point, I want to have an opportunity to bring it up
In front of everybody. You're just gonna spring it on me. So I'm be like, oh no, okay. I'm good there, Dr. Cabral. It's down to Washington State. That's what I thought. It was Washington State and Oregon State.
Ah.
Yeah, so
okay.
Washington State and Oregon State are the last 2 members of the Pac-12 because everybody else left. Now,
That's
next
crazy.
year, this year they're playing the regular schedule, but next year they either go to the ACC or the Big 10, Big 12. Yeah, I was going to say, man, you're going to be hot in here. In fact, I will put on the put on some fan. There you go. You might hear a little buzzing in the background, but that's it. If you want to talk sports on this Sunday, you got myself and you got Big J. I'm just Big Fat J. That dude, and he is a rail. He is a rail. You lost what, 70 pounds?
Nah, I done lost. Well, shoot, since the last time I've been in your house, I done lost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So I was walking around 250 the last time I stepped in through here.
Yeah.
I'm now like 215 now. Yeah. It's a healthy weight. I had to do it for health reasons. Now, when I walk around 215, that's because I was living the life of the big man, Leo Mandingo, for real. I mean, I was that power driver. That's what I used to do during those times.
That's what she said too.
Yeah. But you know, I reformed my life, and I live a different. I'm on a different path now. So like, I got to get healthy. So I drastically changed my life. We talked about it at dinner.
Yep. Yeah, I need to. I used to be at 250, but now I'm at 270.
Now, don't get me wrong. I wanna get back into the gym and get a little more definition like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna do that, but I mean, sure, I'm 2 years removed from 50. I ain't gonna get too ballistic about it. But
yeah, I just got to move this up a bit, or drain it down a bit.
But see, partner, you're married, right? You've been married for a stretch, right? I never been married. I never even been engaged. I'm still eligible bachelor.
He's never been that drunk.
And I made a goal to at least be married by the time I'm 50. Hopefully, I hope I am. I mean, who knows? But if I do get married someday, man, she got to be a Raider. She got to be a Raiderette. I have a former significant other. The first Hall of Fame enshrinement I went to, it was back in 2010 in Canton. That's when Dion got enshrined. Marshall Falk. I mostly went to because Marshall Falk, because I followed Marshall Falk to San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, she was from Milpitas, the Bay Area. For those that are from the Bay Area, you know where Milpitas is. So she was a diehard Raider fan, and her birthday. Well, she was older than me, but her birthday was 2 days after mine. I'm August 4th. She's August 6th, so it made sense.
Is that the one I met over in Barnacles?
No, she's never been to Florida.
Oh, okay.
No, the one you met in Barnacles, that was my other ex, the lawyer ex, the one that was helping.
Yeah, the lawyer.
The one that was helping us, or trying to help us set up the original booster club way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not her. That was after her. But anyway, she I found out through Facebook a couple of years ago that she has passed on due to I suspected cancer.
Oh, that's a shame.
But that was the closest I got, man, to having a Raiderette as a bride. And so I'm still holding hope.
That's it.
So that's why I got it. That's why I got to, that's why I said I want to at least get some more definition.
Right.
You know what
I'm
saying?
I got definition.
I'm still eligible.
I can look up definition in the book. Okay. Speaking about ladies that make men so much more attractive, we're going to get Jimmy Farrell in here in a minute. And by the way, Jimmy, is your girlfriend available? No, mother, because Jimmy Farrell's girlfriend is wonderful. She's beautiful. She's shy as hell, but Jimmy Farrell's better half is Jimmy Farrell's better half. I'm just saying. Okay. First off, Jimmy Farrell's only redeeming quality is he's a Raiders fan. The only redeeming quality to Jimmy Farrell, he's shaking his head. Like, only redeeming quality of Jimmy Farrell is he's a Raiders fan. He's a Yankees fan. He's an Islanders fan. And he's not which is bad taste. Bad taste. Shame on you, Jimmy Farrell. Shame on you, Jimmy. We're gonna bring Jimmy Farrell in because he's always good for some comment. So, Jimmy, how you doing, brother?
You forgot I'm a Knicks fan too.
You're gonna have to clean up your microphone, man. Your microphone sucks.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you're muffled like a '63 Chrysler.
It's probably his headset.
Yeah, it's probably those things that are in your ear.
Is that better?
It's okay. If they can hear you, it's okay. But you sound like crap, and then you sound like crap anyway. But it just,
I can get another pair of earphones.
yeah, you don't. Okay, we'll try. We'll try to. If y'all can hear Jimmy Farrell, that's okay. Well, I'll just do this a lot. Okay. And you got Jay here. Jay, yeah, he sounds good. Okay, Mike Sir says you sound good. It's just I just can't hear you. Wait a second. Let me turn up the mic.
I'm focused on that Seattle shirt because
Yeah,
shout out to
what,
Seattle.
Yeah, what's the Seattle? Oh, the Kraken.
Oh, the Kraken.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah. He's a. So, why are you wearing a Kraken shirt when you're an Islanders fan?
I got this from my brother. He lives in Seattle.
Okay.
Okay, what part of Seattle? That's like my second home base.
Emerson?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
He's a giant slash Seahawks slash Ranger fan. And Yankee fan.
So he mixes some good taste with some bad taste.
No, he has bad taste.
Hi, Jimmy. Talk to me about your Yankees.
Well, they swept the Astros first time since 2013.
That's surprising.
Well, what else is surprising? They brought up the kids, and they were hitting like crazy. And why can they do this during the whole season?
Well, why couldn't they?
Because they got prima donnas on this team. You know, they got players like Stanton who can't hit. Okay, well, Judge was hurt. You know, DJ LeMahieu was missing somewhere. They got rid of Bader. They got rid of Donaldson, which was another headache. They just couldn't hit. Now these kids come up, and this guy Dominguez, you know, he played Friday, his debut. First time he got up, he got a home run. He got a home run tonight. You know, this guy Aaron Wells, who could be their future catcher. You know, he got a nice double tonight. Gleyber Torres, which they should have traded, he hit a bomb tonight. He hit the train at where the Astros play.
Okay.
So they won 6-1. They got the best ERA in the league. The problem is they just don't hit.
Let me ask, because this is important. Okay. Sorry, it's the drum stool. But is this going to be enough to save Boone's job? To save?
I hope not. I hope not.
Okay, and your GM?
I don't want him anymore. He's been there way too long.
He has been here way too long.
Like at least 25 years he's been here.
Okay.
It's too long. So I think it's youth, and you know, they have nothing to worry about right now because they're out of the playoffs. There's no pressure on them. And, you know, I mean, it's nice that they swept them, but it's a little too late now.
Right.
But
there's about like 28 games left or something, right?
yeah, they're like 9.5 out of the wild card, which they're not going to make it.
This team is not going to be the opposite of the 64 Phillies.
No.
Okay. For those that don't know, the Phillies in 1964 were like 9 games up and missed the playoffs. They meant, because, and I don't even remember who the hell, maybe I think it might have been the Cubs, might have been the Cardinals.
They're not the 78 Yankees either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not that.
So the real reason why I called, it was like this bottom of the 6th or 7th. It was a fly ball left field. And the left fielder is chasing, you know, by the wall. It was a rookie. So this fan reaches out like this. He touches it. It's a foul ball, but they called him out. So they're making like a hero out of this guy. They're interviewing him, and I'm like, what if this was Game 7 of the American League Championships?
Kind of like the young kid.
Yeah.
What was his name, Jimmy? I know you remember his name. What's his name?
I, I can't think. It'll come up. It'll come up. But I know the Cub game.
But what's the guy's name?
Yeah.
It'll come up.
The name escapes me.
Yeah. For that, hey, wait. For those that are out there in Encyclopedia Land, look up Yankees game kids interferes with home run ball.
Him?
Not it's not Bartman.
I thought you were talking about the Cub game.
No. I'm not talking about Steve Bartman. I'm talking about the Yankee kid.
Jeter's home run. Yeah, I know.
Yes, yes. He reaches over,
right,
and because of his interference, they took away the home run, didn't they?
Right. No,
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he was in right field.
There's a lot of controversy about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that made like.
I think that was
a document. There was a documentary on that.
Yeah. Well, Bartman was a different documentary, but this kid.
Yeah.
Because Bartman wasn't a kid. Bartman was like a 26-year-old computer guy. But no, Mike, I remember Steve Bartman.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the other guy. Okay.
It escapes me.
Right field.
So anyway, the fans all around him, like he's like high-fiving them. They're all laughing with, and I'm like, they're interviewing like they said he's a hero. Like, what hero? You cost him an out. And like I said, what if it was the championship to go to the World Series?
You go Anthony something else,
you know. So that kind of bugged me, but
I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Anthony, we also used to root against the A's so that they get rid of the friggin' dirt. You and me both, man. You want some? We got some in the fridge.
I don't care, man. Some cold's fine.
Okay. Just pop out and just say.
I know Will get me squared away.
Yeah. Because I don't want to be drinking tea while my guest is in here. You know, with nut, because I gotta have it just because I'm talking. But yeah, in the other room, there's another fridge, and there's a bunch of them in there. Okay. Yeah.
So
ahead, I'm sorry. All right.
I was.
Jeffrey Mayer. That's the guy. That's the kid.
What's it?
Jeffrey Mayer.
Jeffrey Mayer. Right.
Yeah, right. Jeffrey Mayer. There you go.
Okay. So I was like I texted you before. I was watching the 2000 AFC divisional game, and that's the game. You know, obviously they won, and then they lost to Baltimore. Now I'm thinking, what if they beat Baltimore? You think they would have beat the Giants? Because I think they would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. If you beat, and I remember exclusively when I was down in Guantanamo, I was talking with, was it Brian Billick was their coach.
Right.
And I told Billick, I said, hey, by the way, if you go over there, I got a Brian Billick signed football. It's one of the things over there.
I saw him at the Hall of Fame. The first one?
Yeah.
The first Hall of Fame I went to, the one I said I went to 2010.
Uh-huh.
The dude was almost my height.
He's
6'5".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a tall dude.
He's a big boy.
I saw him walking in the crowd at the enshrinement.
Yeah, but because I went up to Billick because I did a show. Oh, I did a show that was no worries. I did a show. It was part of like the sports in San Francisco. It was like a Bay Area sports show that they were doing live from Guantanamo.
Yeah.
And Billick was there, and another guy that was one of the sports guys from there. And Billick was poo-pooing as I'm like, listen, if Tony Serafazzo and I know, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Because he is dead. And I'm not trying to talk ill of the dead, but at the time he was still alive. And I said, if Tony Serafazzo hadn't belly flopped over Gannon, right?
Which he denies it.
We had that. He goes, nah. He was having none of it. he was having none of it.
Of course
Well,
he was.
he because he said it was accidental, and it wasn't. It was not
No.
accidental.
Nah,
You
man,
don't
he laid
accidentally
that whole freaking almost, what was it, 380 something pounds
Yeah,
on him?
man. It was a good 350.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
And after that loss, Gannon should never have been fired. He should Al. You know, he's like Steinbrenner. If you lose, you're gone. They should have kept him. And that was the downfall of the Raiders.
Wait a second. Wait a second. They didn't fire Gannon because of that.
No, I'm not Gannon. I'm Gruden. I'm sorry, Gruden. They should have
Gruden.
fired Gruden.
Well, Gruden fired himself, though.
He fired himself.
Yeah, Gruden fired himself because Jimmy. What they did was is at the time. Remember that Gruden's agent, whose name he's the a-hole I can't remember. He was shopping Gruden. He said, "Oh, the Notre Dame job is open, and oh, the Ohio State job is open, or will be open. Oh, this job," and so he was shopping them around. Right? It was his agent. Okay, and yeah, like the J-Dub says, Gruden got traded after the New England game. Okay, so he lasted the next season. But it was that season after we lost to the Ravens was when his agent started pulling all that crap. So what happened was the Glazers got a hold of Gruden and said, "Hey, I understand. Remember, because Gruden's mom lived here in Tampa, and he said, "Hey, Would how would you feel about being traded to the Buccaneers?" And Gruden said, "Sure."
Right.
Seriously, he traded himself. And then Al, knowing like the thing is like when you get the right answer, hang up the phone.
So win or lose, he would have been looking for another job, Gruden.
Well, Gruden was kind of, and I can't remember the guys. He's still his agent. Bob Lamont. Bob Lamont is his agent. Bob Lamont. And guys, I'm not looking this up. It comes to me a couple after the fact. Bob Lamont is his agent, right? And he was pushing all of this stuff. So when Gruden said, "Well, yeah, okay, if whatever," and Al hung up, and it was 2 1s and 2 2s and some money, and trade was in.
I think it was like 15 mil, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was 2 1s, 2 2, and some money. It was several. It was over 10 million. It was over 10 million.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, that's around the same year that Al was suing the league.
Yeah, he needed money for
the whole dispute about the whole relocation to Baco.
Yes,
and so that was kind of his way of recouping the money for the legal.
So I'm wondering if the Raiders won the Super Bowl that year, what do you think different?
If the Raiders had won the Super Bowl
that year,
like
say they beat,
we would have beat the Giants.
What his set of mind, would it change his mind about leaving?
Probably not. No.
Right.
No, he probably would have been gone anyway because he was looking for the ring. Now he might not have gone to Tampa Bay, but as a Super Bowl winning coach, he could write his ticket to those college programs that Lamont was pushing.
Now, when the Raiders beat Miami, who are you picking, the Titans or the Ravens? Me, I picked Baltimore. I didn't want no part of the Titans. Now, years later, I wish they played the Titans. Do you agree?
Oh, in that year.
Yeah.
Well,
you talk about us playing the Titans?
Yeah. We played the Ravens, and we could have played the Titans that year. Had things broke out a little bit differently, because we ended up beating the Titans the next year,
right?
Or actually in 2 years, and it was basically the same team,
right?
But it's all a matter of matchups at the time. Guys, remember when we played the Buccaneers the year before we played them in the Super Bowl? We beat them 45-0.
We used to kill the Bucks. I
Yeah.
mean, even the following year after the Super Bowl, we put a freaking 40-something burger on them. That was the game that I think that was that the game that Derek Brooks permanently broke Gannon. I can't remember because
No, that was the
year
first.
after.
That was the
So-
first game.
That was the year after we lost to them in the Super Bowl.
That was the first game.
Yeah, it was either a Sunday or Monday night
Yeah.
game.
Well, I know one of the games after losing to them in the Super Bowl. I know one of those games we put like a 40-something burger on them. We used to kill.
No, that was before the Super Bowl. That was the game before because we beat them in Oakland, 45-0, and then we played. Then we played. Then we played them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was expecting a romp.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the point is, we used to own the Bucks whenever we did play them, which wasn't that much. But when we did, we used to kill them.
The problem in that Super Bowl, Callahan, I mean, the defense knew Gannon where he was going to throw the ball. They should have changed their scheme. I mean, Gannon would fake one side and throw it, and the safeties or the corners are right there. They picked them off like almost every play. That's how they lost so bad.
Well, the thing is as well is that if you listen to Tim Brown, because remember, I was at and it was not Commandment to Excellence. It was
what J Dub just said.
What about that? No. I'm talking about in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when Tim Brown and Phil Villapiano gave a speech at it was usually the first game of the year out in Oakland. We would go out there and have a tour of the facilities and in Oakland, and we did the locker room tour, we did the facilities tour, and then they would have players come and talk to us. In that time, both Phil Villapiano and Tim Brown was at that time, and that is when Tim Brown originally brought up the conspiracy that Bill Callahan threw the game. That was the first time it was brought up, was during that time at Raider Mecca. That's what it was called. It was called Raider Mecca, right? And he brought up the fact that Bill Callahan threw the game. He threw the game because what they had a game plan, and then when Robbins went AWOL, he said, "You know what? Never mind." He said, We're gonna dance with the girls we brought to the dance. We're gonna do the same things that we did. We're not gonna change anything." Yeah. And that was also the very last time that the Super Bowl was back to back between the conference championship games, and the Super Bowl was the next week. That's the very last time that happened.
Right.
There was no 2 weeks. It was 1 week. Conference championship game against the Titans, and then the next Sunday was the Super Bowl.
Right. My brother called me up that day of the Super Bowl. He says, "Good luck." And I said, "Why? They're not going to win." He says, "What do you mean they're not going to win?" I'm like, "One of our players just went AWOL. They're just not going to win." I just had that feeling they weren't going to win. Yeah. And, we all know what happened. So anyway, I watched the 2000 division game against the Jets, and let me tell you, that game was pretty close until the fourth quarter.
And then we just ran.
We just blew them out. I mean, the Jets, they were kind of tough. We had Chad Pennington as quarterback. They had decent players on. And let me tell you, those two those teams, they were good players on. I mean, Torrey James was a very underrated player.
Yeah.
He had a pick in that game. He had a pick against Miami. He was very good.
Yeah, pick 6 against Miami.
That's right. Yeah, right. I mean, the Raiders back then, they had a good defense,
Mm-hmm.
We were loaded. On offense and defense, and we had arguably the best offensive line around that time.
We had linebackers too. I mean, we had a pretty good defensive line.
Was it like Beaker, Napoleon Harris?
Yeah,
I think. I can't remember.
And the guy from the Broncos that spit on T.O.
Romanowski.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We got a squad, man. Then you got Rod Wilson, Hall of Famer.
Rod Wilson.
Charles Wilson, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were loaded, man.
Eric Allen. I think he.
Yeah. Eric Allen was back there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he need to be in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah.
What's going on with
and,
that?
and was we had big boys up. We had like John Perella and the other big
Sam Adams. Sam Adams. Remember him?
Yeah, Sam Adams. I was going to say the other big round of flesh.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. There used to be Jerry Ball, but Jerry Ball was gone. But Sam Adams and John Perella
We had
were
Russell.
the big guys up front, and we had Russell. Yeah.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah. I got a ball from him too.
Yeah.
So
Hey, did I tell you I met McLaughlin's first cousin when I was in Kuwait?
No.
I didn't tell you that?
No.
All right, when you're ready, man.
And may Chester rest in peace as well.
Chester,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we were arguably the best team in the league, man, but the powers be were working against us.
we had the best red
Yeah,
zone offense in the league.
Yeah.
The best. And my second favorite player on that team was Tyrone Wheatley. That guy was a bruiser.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's the original beast mode.
Oh.
Okay, that's the original beast mode right there. Tyrone Wheatley.
I don't know why the Giants got rid of him. I mean, he was
Well,
fantastic.
Let me tell you about that as well. When I was in Virginia Beach, and I worked at a place, it was I can't remember the bar that I worked at. It had like a New Orleans flair, like Mardi Gras type thing. I can't remember the name of the bar, but anyway, each August, Bruce Smith had a golf tournament in Virginia Beach, right? And he would bring in all the players from the golf tournament would come to our bar for the festivities after the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a chance to meet, by the way, like Jerome Bettis ain't tall. I was eye to eye. Now, granted, I have shrunk a bit, but at the time, I was actually a little over 6. I was like 6 foot point whatever, right? I'm not 6 foot anymore. I've shrunk and also got big belly. But anyway, I was eye to eye with Jerome Bettis, and he's just like a big bowling ball, right? Yeah. Great guy, but he's not tall. He's small, right? And Jim Drunkenmiller is an asshole. He was quarterback for the 49ers at the time.
With a name like Drunkenmiller, he's got to be
exactly. Yeah. He was a prick, right?
Yeah.
And at that tournament, I met who's the guy that's on ABC now? That's the giant Mike Strahan.
Strahan, okay.
I met Michael Strahan at that golf tournament party, right? Because I was one of the bouncers for the bar. And I told Mike, I said, and by the way, Mike's big, but he ain't big,
right.
or just he's big, but he's not big.
Right.
And I was talking to him, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Strahan, no," and I knew it. He had a lot of ability. I said, "I enjoy watching you. Very, very talented player." And I said, "I'm a Raiders fan." He goes, and he kind of cut me off right there. Says, "You are going to love Tyrone Wheatley because we had just acquired him,
right?
Because in the draft." We got Napoleon Kaufman.
I love him.
And then we also got there was the kid out of Colorado whose name that eventually was a Raider. And then there was Tyrone Wheatley out of Michigan.
So Rashawn Shalom.
There you go, Rashawn.
Got drafted by the Bears, and then we eventually
signed him too. So we got all of the running backs in that draft.
As well.
Is he dead too?
Yeah.
Rashawn Salam's dead?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, may he rest in peace as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I didn't remember that, but yeah,
it was bad. It was I was heartbroken when I heard the way he went out.
Yeah, was it kind of CTE probably things as well?
They think it may have been, but just before the CTE even
became a thing. Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned Jerome Bettis.
Said that we are going to love Tyrone, and I remembered that. And I remember the game, the flood game against the Chiefs, where he ran for a touchdown and hydroplaned like the last 20
Right.
yards.
I remember that.
It's like it got out of a tackle, but he didn't get tackled, but he fell and he
Right.
literally hydroplaned for a touchdown because nobody touched him. They called it a touchdown.
I
Right.
remember that.
Because,
Almost similar to what OJ did back in the day when he slid in.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but I remember Mike Strahan saying we did, and I loved time because we had Thunder and Light, we had Wheatley,
Literally.
we had Kaufman, and that was great.
Yeah.
And I saw and Charlie Gardner as well. So
And
we
you had John Ritchie,
John Ritchie, and
yeah.
then we had Zach Crockett.
Zach Crockett. Yeah.
You know,
we were loaded,
we
man.
were
Oh,
stacked.
yeah.
yeah.
But we
The
couldn't
only
win the
thing
big
that
one.
could stop us was the BS that happened. The freaking
The Tuck rule. That changed everything.
man.
If we won that game, we might have won a Super Bowl. I don't know that year, or between 2000 and 2003, we probably could have won one of
we're
the
supposed
Super
to have
Bowls.
2 Super Bowls. We're supposed to have, if it wasn't for freaking rest in peace, the big dude.
Tony Surf outside.
Yeah, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
him, okay,
Right.
that we would have won that.
Yeah.
We get past them. We were going to beat the Giants too,
Yeah.
and then we would have had it back to back.
Yeah.
But
and
The next year, minus the tuck rule, that never got called.
yeah, we would have beat the Rams because
Yeah.
we matched up against. We definitely would have beat the Steelers,
yeah,
and we would have beat the Rams. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go you one better. We should have had a Super Bowl when and he was on my show before when Mike McCoy got the fumble in Denver in the 77 championship game. That was a fumble, and he
Yes.
ran it back. What would have been we should have been, it should have been the Raiders versus Cowboys, and you ain't gonna tell me that we don't beat the Cowboys.
Are you talking about the fumble they said that he crossed the line and he didn't?
Yeah,
That pl-
it was before replay,
Yeah.
and the running back Rob Lytle fumbled the ball, and Mike McCoy, who's been on my show,
Yeah.
that talked about it. So that's another Super Bowl. I mean,
That was a
Raiders-
close game. What was that, like 9-7? That game?
The 77 championship game.
Yeah.
I don't remember the score. I just remembered it was close.
I think it was like 9-7 or something like. It was a close game. But you could go back till like 1970 until that time. How many times the Raiders were in the championship? Almost every year.
The championship game 5-6 years in a row.
Exactly.
Just like the team that is presently had been in the championship 5-6 years in a row.
Yeah.
That is the current Super Bowl. Yeah. I know.
But looking at those 2000, 2001, that's the kind of team we have to build on. We need a team like that. And, hopefully, we're going in that right direction. I don't know if we got the right coach, but we'll find out this year. Because, another mediocre year, sorry, he's going to have to go.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay.
Can I say something about the coaching situation?
Yeah, because we were kind of talking about this at dinner.
Okay.
So I'm putting a hypothetical out there, right? This is strictly hypothetical. Let's say the current coach doesn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
That fizzles out, right?
Okay.
And we're back at the drawing board again.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know what it is. I want the next head coach, when that does happen again, to be an experienced, seasoned, or at least a pro, not a pro, at least a guy that constantly led teams to the playoffs type of coach. Not these guys on their first or second try. Okay. Yes, I'm talking about the Kiffman. No Kiffman remakes. Nobody come in. This is the first time they have a head coaching job. They operate mostly as a coordinator. I even talking about
Norv Turner,
Joe
Bugle.
Yeah, I'm talking about a guy that's been at least a decade in the game as a head coach.
Yeah.
The pedigree and consistently taking teams to the playoffs. That's the type of head coach we need next time around.
Yeah, but the thing is those head coaches are currently employed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some coaches that's not currently. Well, not now. I'm not talking about now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm saying if that comes up again,
yeah.
and if they're available, make a strong push for them because.
Well, let me ask you this: if the coaches go, what about the GM? Does he go too?
See, I like Ziegler, but
I like
unfortunately,
him
I
too.
think Ziegler and McDaniel are a package deal.
That's why I
Well,
asked that.
The answer your question, my take on that. Let's say Ziegler goes too, right? I'm just saying hypothetically. I ain't saying it's going to happen. But
Yeah.
hypothetically, let's say they both go to package deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, when it comes to GM, as a seasoned GM, not rookie GMs.
Right.
We did the rookie GM with McKenzie.
Yeah.
We did it with the ESPN guy,
Mm-hmm.
Mayock, and now we did
Yeah.
3 consecutive GMs with rookie GMs. They never did it before. How about we get a seasoned GM paired with a seasoned head coach, where they built teams that were playoff caliber teams. You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it.
I'll tell you the coach they can get, and I think he's unemployed. And I've been saying this for years. The coach who used to coach for Stanford. Cap, you know him.
Yeah, Shaw.
That's the guy I want.
Yeah,
He's unemployed. Okay. He turned Stanford around. I think he's a very, very good coach in the pros.
and he's a former Raiders.
Uh,
What is a position coach?
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I believe before we hired, before
Before
DC
hired,
was hired, before Josh McDaniels was hired,
yeah,
DNC was hired. There was buzz about if we couldn't get Harbaugh, we was talking about Shaw.
yeah,
I remember that because they like that Stanford pedigree.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
yeah.
Sure.
And Shaw would be. And I would love to have, if all things being equal, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give McDaniels. I want to give him his 3. Okay, I want to give him his 3.
Well, let's find out what he does this year.
Yeah,
If he improves,
exactly.
let him stay another year. Okay? If he wins 4 or 5 more games, keep him around another year.
But see, here's the thing there. There's the thing there, Jimmy. I don't think, and that's why people have said, and I said I am valid, okay? The Raiders, in my estimation, if things go well, is between 8 and 12 wins this year. High end 12. Low end 8. Because they were 7 and 10 last year.
Yeah.
But I really think that they are going to go back to, this is what we were talking about as well. Remember, the year we went to the playoffs, we won, I think, 6 or 7 one-score games. Last year, we lost 8 one-score games. It was totally flipped the switch.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We need to win at least half of those one-score games. Okay. Oh, 6 and 11? Okay, sorry, Matt. I think that we will at least beat.
Hugh Jack. Oh wow, no.
Oh, Hugh Jack. Oh, Mike Sarah, shame on you.
No.
Hugh Jackson. No.
Hugh Jackson? No.
No.
No. No, we're not going back to
Mike,
that.
love you, brother. No. No Hugh Jackson. Okay. I'd rather have Hugh Jackman as my head coach.
I'd rather have Bill Belichick
Wolverine
than Hugh Jackson.
Who, Jimmy?
Bill Belichick. I'd rather have him than Hugh Jackson.
Well, Bill Belichick is going to lose his job probably this year or next.
Why not?
So crazy.
And I say, if he loses his job, and if McDaniel loses his job, McDaniels will go back to be the coach of the Patriots.
You think so?
Yeah, if he loses his job.
After what he did as coordinator before he left?
Yeah, and that's why McDaniels is here, is because he was sick and tired of Bill Belichick. Oh, dude, just wait another year. And he finally went, screw you, Bill. I'm going to get my job. And he got his job.
Right.
And if you remember, because I can't remember who was talking about when he did the thing with where the Colts gave him a gig and they gave him a switch around. They said this, hey, you got the and I was going to say, because I know Sharif and I would go back on this about McDaniels and how he left Indianapolis in a lurch. Indianapolis did a bait and switch on him as well. They said, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And then he said, okay, well, where is the this, 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 and this? Right? And they basically looked behind the curtain, and it was the Wizard of Oz was there, but nothing was that they promised were there. Okay.
Yeah.
And he said, no. Buyer's remorse, a 24-hour, so, and I'm not sure if he signed anything or if it was one of those things like whatever, but he's like, yeah, no, because Bill Belichick from what I understand, Bill Belichick got on the phone and says, hey man, don't take the job. Come back here. I'm out of here pretty soon. And that's what happened.
Is retirement on his mind? Or
no, it was. It was at the time. Yeah. But like I said, in my estimation, Belichick is going to be gone because he's pissed off Kraft enough this past year.
But you know what's ironic about Bill Belichick? And I think she talked about it in the book because you had the book over there. The irony with Bill Belichick was going on with him over with the Patriots, and then now we have McDaniels. Ironically, Amy Thrash told Al Davis to hire Bill Belichick. Instead, he went with John Gruden. Can you imagine the fortune?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Can you imagine the fortunes if that had happened? Oh.
The had Tom Brady.
That happened. And the entire mystique of the Raiders that I was born into and grew up on would have been back in full throttle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, Amy Trask was all about Bill Belichick, and that's why she is the smartest woman in football.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the current the president of the Raiders, Morgan.
Oh, the dime piece. You talk about her?
Dime piece?
The fine lady. Dime piece fine. She's
yeah. She a 10. Okay,
the beauty queen. She wants a few beauty pageants.
Yeah. The young lady was very smart and very beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So for all you people saying I'm bad mouthing Ms. Morgan, I am not. She is very smart. She's very beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Plus, she's also one thing I like about Ms. Morgan is she is also a service brat, just like me.
And me.
Yeah, she's a service brat. So just like us. Yeah. So we give a lot of respect to Ms. Morgan. Hey, Jimmy, one more out the door, brother. Give me
to the Raider fans, let's give Jimmy G a chance. Okay. I know O'Connell's waiting in the wing. I'm telling you, he's going to be our future. He's probably the best quarterback in the draft this year. Just give him a chance. Okay. That's all I'm asking. Just give him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when they play Pittsburgh, their home opener. See where they are at what's their record.
Yeah.
So
I want to see.
Yeah. Let's give him a chance because we're stuck with him.
Yeah.
He's our quarterback right now. Okay, and I hear every time he plays for a team, the team wins, and I think he's gonna win. And
that's Jimmy.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jay.
Hey Jim, if you don't mind me piggybacking what you just said, and Jay and I, we talked about it. We touched about it on dinner. I think he was going to bring it up earlier. But if there's one thing the Raiders can do that I don't think we did enough of last season, is play action. You got arguably the best, if not one of the best backs in the league right now. Yeah. Play action. I didn't understand it. Jacobs had the year he had, and I don't think we used enough play action last year.
And by the way,
it was too much drawback with Jimmy G. I hope that they implement more play action. That's definitely going to help go a long way.
I think and like I said, implement more.
And do you agree this is Josh Jacobs' last year? I do.
Likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. It's a shame, but you know, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a free agent in running backs next year, or draft. You know, but you know, let's be happy we got him for this year, and let's see how far we go. You know, so
Like I said, it'll only be as far as our defense, as well as a healthy quarterback. And notice I said quarterback. A healthy quarterback, either Jimmy G or give the reins over to the kid. Let him trial by fire. Okay, because the last time we did that, we had a quarterback for 9 years.
Yep.
And I think O'Connell, in the system that is here, okay, will be a much better aspect under this system, mind you. Under this system is made for him. So
well,
I think it'll work.
It's funny
work
you
out
bring
well.
that up about the system. We just brought up what if McDaniels is fired after the season?
Well,
And they
that's
get a
what I
different-
said. That's what I said.
That's
Under
you got to
this
worry
system,
about.
He works.
Yeah.
He works. So and if it's such and here's the other thing. If the Raiders suck as bad as people are predicting, and I don't think we will be as bad as people are predicting, but if the Raiders suck as bad as people we are predicting, and this is the second portion, and McDaniels and his tenure is gone, then I see the Raiders doing everything in their power to trade up to get Caleb Williams or May, who I didn't see how he played the other day. I know Williams played well, but May out of North Carolina. I know North Carolina won, but I didn't see the stats on May
Right.
or Williams.
I have one more question.
Quickly.
I was listening to a podcast. This guy brings up Nick Bosa. He said, "Would you trade Tyreek Wilson and a first rounder for him?" He said, "No." No, really?
Because
Why?
Nick Bosa he's more injury prone than Tyree Wilson is with his foot injury right now.
Yeah.
Why the hell would you?
Well, he's sitting out. He's sitting out too because of his contract.
Yeah, and he's a Bosa, which means he's an a-hole.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't trade for any of the Bosas.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys, and one more thing. Rest in peace, Mr. Jimmy Buffett.
Margaritaville. It's 5:00 somewhere.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Our best to you.
Yes.
Jimmy Farrell, thanks for coming in, brother.
All right, brother. Take care, Jay.
Raider Nation.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right.
Long talk with Jimmy Farrell.
Can I give a shout out to J Dub right now?
Yeah, J Dub for sure.
So J Dub, I still it's like watching TV right now, like present day. I remember the moment of the tuck rule. We were beating the hell out of the Patriots. We had that game. They on their turf, mind you. We were playing New England in the snow. Okay, I remember that game, and I also remember a little bit. I was a small little thing when Mac reception happened. Okay, I was barely cohesive, but between the two, me personally, it got to be the tuck rule because the fallout after the tuck, it actually took our mojo. You saw it. It just took all the energy out of the players because they're like, what was it? At least it took them like 15, 20 minutes to make that decision, right? It was a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear a pin drop. You could hear a mouse. It was so quiet in there. And when they came back, it was like they already knew, oh, man, we about to get screwed. We about to get screwed. Here we go again. We about to, and Davis even said They just ain't gonna let me win, are they? He said that. To me, it had to be the Tuck rule because the fallout is it created another dynasty for the next 20 years that could have been us. That could have been our way of getting back to what we had, the mystique we had from the 60s, 70s, and mid 80s. That we were robbed of that. So, and I don't think I'm the underrated that feels that way, Jay.
Yeah. And if you guys remember, and this is the reason why, people ask me why I'm going to say his name, and I know it's a curse word on my show. I'm going to say this curse word. People ask me the reason why I can't stand Tom effing Brady. It's because if you remember when he's walking off the field
He knew it was a fumble.
after fumbling, what was his posture? He was looking down on the ground, knowing the game was lost. He just lost the game because he fumbled and Beekert recovered it.
And he knew he fumbled.
And he knew it. He was trudging off the field with his head down. Slow as foxtrot. Because he knew that they had lost the game. And the reason why I can't stand him, and if I ever met Mr. Brady, I would be on my best behavior because obviously he is a part of the organization, maybe. But he sat behind a podium and lied his ass off. Oh yeah, we knew it was a tuck based on the game we had earlier. You're a lying sack of fecal matter.
He said fecal matter.
You are a lying sack of fecal matter. You effing lying member. The nice way to say dick. That is why I can't stand Tom Brady. And I'm going to go back even further to that game. I was deployed, and I think I've said this story to people if you haven't heard it already. I was deployed bombing or getting ready to bomb UBL, and all of the crew up in Tora Bora were sitting off of Pakistan getting ready to bomb those bastards back to the Stone Age, which is kind of easy because it was already, that area was already the Stone Age. Right?
I can vouch for that. I've been there.
There you go. It's easy to bomb somebody back to the Stone Age when they're a pebble away from the Stone Age to begin with. Anyway, we're sitting in the North Indian Ocean, Sea of Oman area off of Pakistan. And in the first quarter, and go back and look at this. In the first quarter, Gannon throws to Rice on a I think it was a third down play. It was like third and whatever. And he throws to Tim Brown, and Tim Brown gets the ball and steps out of bounds on the other side, on the first down side of the sticks. Go back and look at it. But where did the yeah, Doc Cabral. Yes, Tuck rule again. Doc's a Patriots fan. Where did they mark the ball? They marked him a yard short. He was a yard plus, and they marked him a yard short. And I knew, and yes, I'm raising my voice. I knew from that point forward that the Raiders, as Chris Berman would like to say, were going to get. I didn't say it. I kind of mouthed it. We were going to get. without benefit of the KY. No reach around, no kiss, no nothing. Just a blatant anal rapage.
With the broomstick.
Yeah, we were getting. What was the name of that Haitian guy? They said that when remember the guys in New York took the broom. He was a Haitian immigrant, and they it's called whatever the guy's name was. That's what it was called. Okay. Yeah, hose. But it was this guy's name. He was a Haitian immigrant that was in a police office in New York, and he took a broomstick and they anally did some bad things to him. I knew it from that point. So, anyway, we got. I know it's past 11 o'clock, but I got a 2 hour. We're already. I know that the portions. By the way, I'm off of Roku, so I can say fuck now because we're off Roku because it's past 11 o'clock. I was a little late coming in.
I'm at fault. My apologies, Raider fam. I was late because
No,
I had a medical thing I had to dress up, and that's why I was a little late. So it was a ripple effect. He's
No
late because of me.
worries.
So blame me, not
no,
him.
I ain't blaming you. We had a wonderful dinner.
Yes, indeed, we did.
We had a wonderful dinner, and that's why when I see people like Doc Cabral, when I see Doc Cabral, and I've known Jay for about 20 years. I've known Doc Cabral since the early 90s in San Diego. So what's that? 30 years? 90s, 20, 30 years. I've known Doc. So the next time I see Doc Cabral, we're going to go out and have dinner too. Asylum, how you doing? LSU is getting a royal ass whooping. What's the score?
Last time I saw it was 37-17.
Oh, wow.
38-17. I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, it's 45-17.
Wow. Well, I tell you what.
Look like the Seminoles will come making a comeback, maybe.
Yeah.
About time.
It's going to look ugly for Florida this year. The LSU just got a touchdown.
Yeah.
LSU just got a touchdown.
As soon as we said something, as soon as we looked up and paid them any kind of attention.
Yeah, but it's 115 in the fourth. They're still going to get it. It's a nice gimme touchdown, probably against their third and fourth stringers back there.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't mind my bringing it to attention.
Yes.
Anybody see the TCU in Colorado game?
Yes.
Anybody know the name of that quarterback for the TCU that threw up on 500-some yards against Sanders and his son's team?
The quarterback for TCU?
Yeah, the guy threw for like almost a little over 500-some yards.
No,
Anybody know the name of that quarterback?
I was just paying attention to Deion's son.
The guy on the other team,
yeah,
he outplayed Deion's son. That guy threw for over 500 yards. And I don't know his name.
Well, so did Deion's son threw for 500 too.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess it was just a freaking no defense. The defense
there was
stayed
no
home.
Yeah, there was no defense.
Okay.
There was
It was
no
one of those
defense.
games. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see the game. I just saw the post game interview with Sanders.
Yeah. Deion's kid drew for like 5'11", which is a record for the most yards ever by a quarterback in his first college game.
Okay.
Probably at that level. Yeah.
I got to watch the replay on that.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
It was a very, very good game. So, but we got. If you want to come into the show, it's past 11 o'clock. That's why I said fuck, because I was allowed to say fuck once we're not on Roku anymore. At least I hope. I might be getting a bad word from my boss, but yeah, we're past Roku. Quarterback from West Virginia might be a good quarterback. His father played for the Brewers. Okay. All right. Well, what's his name? Jimmy Farrell. I mean, Patrick Mahomes' dad played for the Twins, so if there's a baseball similarity there, I don't know.
Hey, when Mahomes was in the draft, Did we have a chance to pick him at all? Did we have a pick before the Chiefs? Do you remember?
No, I think we had like I think our pick was in like around 15 or 16. I can look.
Okay.
I can look. Green. Okay. Um, hey Steve, if you're calling the show, no, okay, no. Steve is calling me. Steve is calling me on my phone. Steve, pop into the show. Because Houston Raider Steve is calling my phone right now. But I don't do call-ins anymore because it's just Morris
I
was
don't
the
even I
TCU
don't even
quarterback.
call you when I know you're doing a show.
Yeah.
I pop in like everybody else.
Yeah. Just sit in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now Steve is calling my Google number. Steve, I'm not Steve. No, pop into the show, Steve. Steve, I know it's him because he just stopped my call and then he calls my Google number. Hopefully, Houston Raider Steve will pop in one of these days. But we got about 10 minutes. You said you wanted to talk to me about something before the show ended.
I kind of slid it in there a little bit,
Okay.
but now you mention it because I'm probably gonna may have to make way out. But I hey, I'm just this your platform, this your show. My first time being a guest on a live stream like this. But hey, shout out to all my Raiderettes out there, all the ladies who love sports, who love the Raiders, and go to the game. Shout out to y'all. And I say that because I have siblings. I have two younger sisters, and my younger sister's with me. She's actually in the living room here, and she knows she knows I bleed silver and black. She knows her brother follows football, and she's repulsed at the idea of sports, right? But recently, very recently, because she's going through this whole stage in her life as a woman, we get that. She's like, I'm going to start going to. I think I'm going to start going to sporting events. She don't care about sports.
It's a way to meet gentlemen and be on a level with them.
And I told her, I said, sis, I've been telling you all these years, the universal language, the way us men meet and communicate with other men that complete straight, hey, 20 years right here is living proof, is sports.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't a sports fan, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wouldn't have known this guy. He just been with another guy at the booth and another booth watching his team. I would have known the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 20 years has developed out this friendship. So I say that to say, for the ladies, shout out to you who love your sports, love the Raiders. And hey, if you're single,
He's available.
and you want to fit a Raider Nation brother in your on your team, I'm right here.
There you go.
Run it through my ace right here.
That's right.
He knows how to get in touch with me.
That's it. And as you can see, he's a good-looking dude.
I try, man.
He's a good-looking dude. And like I said, I've been friends with Jay for 20 years, and I'm going to bring up Doc Cabral, who I've been with for over 30 years.
Yes.
Over 30 years.
Solutions.
And again, Doc would say, "Are you guys talking about the tuck rule again?" I said, "Yeah, we're talking about the tuck rule."
Yeah. Your PHUCK rule.
A rule that no longer exists, by the way.
Yeah.
How about that?
I know. Isn't that
Should have
wonderful?
never existed, actually.
Yeah,
So don't fight with me about it. I didn't do it.
yeah.
And by the way, Jay, it's been 1987, NASQB point.
That's right, Doc. I forgot. See, I remember more of the connection in San Diego.
We were roommates.
Yeah, because we were roommates in San Diego.
Mm.
But yeah, Doc and I go back to the Philippines. When Doc would you never shot me in the ass, did you, Doc?
No.
Okay.
I never had the distinctive pleasure. No.
Yeah, because let's just say in the olden days when I was a little bit younger and
promiscuous.
and promiscuous and
The good old days.
in the good old days when I needed to pee and there would be like white blood cells dripping out of my member because there was just bad juju going on. Doc was a corpsman, so he never got a chance to give me
No.
the what was the name of that stuff that's been so outdated now that
Spectramycin. It used to be called Trobicin.
Trobicin. That was it. Trobicin.
Spectramycin hydrochloride. Yes.
Yeah. Trobicin. Breakfast of Champions for the Philippines. We got about 5 minutes, Doc. Velvet, welcome to the show, and we're talking about gonorrhea. Thank
Oh
you.
God, please. Hi, Mr. J.
There you go. And we got 5 minutes, and I got to cut my show. I got to walk Jay out.
Just want to say thanks. Hopefully you're
I got
okay.
to
Hope you had a quiet weekend.
Yeah,
The
Doc.
criminals are winning.
I'm sorry. What was that, Doc?
The criminals, the Seminoles are winning.
Yeah. Well, no. Yep. They. That's why I said that. I can't stand LSU, but I'm not a fan of Florida State.
No. That's a
So
girls' school. So
yeah, but I mean, it's like wow. That's why I said you kind of root for a nuclear bomb.
well, have a safe, Mr. J, the other gentleman. Have a safe trip. Have a safe weekend. Have a safe holiday, and make sure you make it home safely.
Thank you. You as well.
And please, and Mr. Levy, make sure you tell Lil I said hello.
I will. Didn't. Oh, you weren't here earlier when I was like she comes in the door, right?
Really?
And I'm well because I'm on a show, right? And blah, 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 blah. I said, I'm doing a show. I'm doing a show.
I love that girl.
It's oblivious. It's blah, 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 blah. I'm like, come on.
I love that girl.
I don't have one of those live, like the on-air signs, like they have in the studios,
Maybe
on
it's
air. I don't have one of those. But blah, 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 blah. I said, I'm doing a show.
Well,
Come
tell
on.
her hello, please. Give her my love.
I will.
And hello from my Raiderette, too, okay?
Well, yeah, and he has a Raiderette, too.
Oh, okay. Well, in Will's defense, that's also my fault. I apologize because she just happened to have guests.
She is.
She happened, not just me guests, a female guest keeping her company. She just happy, so that's my fault. I take the blame for that.
Yeah, no, it's like, but you can walk into a studio without saying, it's like, whatever.
Well, make sure you do your little checkout, Jay. Take care, and lots of love
to you as well, Doc. Take care.
Take care, guys. Peace.
And blessings to you, except for when we played the Patriots. I know you're a Patriots fan, but and until we play the Patriots this year, you're always you're even welcome that show too.
I know I am.
I know you are. There you are.
Good night, guys. Love you.
Good night, Doc. Take care,
Have a good one.
Be well.
Raider Nation.
There you go. Doc's here. And so we're gonna pop out. I got a couple minutes. Thanks again, folks. I'm gonna start my outro. Take care of yourselves. Wednesday I will have the Wild Wild West show. Be sure to tune in for that. And I want to thank my in studio guests, Jay, Big Leo Mandingo, baby. Woohoo! Retired.
I don't know how you found that one out.
Retired. That was your email, man.
I know, man.
That was your email. That's
that
what I remember.
That was the very fun days.
Very fun days.
Yes.
Like me in the Philippines with Doc.
I ain't had that much fun.
No, but you didn't have to getting shots in the ass from Trobison.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
I dodged them bullets a few times.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Guys and gals, mates and wenches, have a great day. See you Wednesday for the Wild Wild West show. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you.
Solutions.
There you go.
Raider Nation.
Raider. Matt Marinovich says 31-21 over the Broncos.
You mean the Jackasses? That's what I call them.
That's right, the Jackass. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.